Laker fans, welcome to another preview video. We're going to get to San Antonio right here in a minute. But first, huge win on this Sunday game against the Suns, holding them to 96 points, 107 to a 96 victory. Huge performance from the Lakers. I mean, the grit they showed in this game, it got a little scary there in the second half because you knew that Booker and Durant would get it going scoring-wise because they weren't scoring well at all, especially Booker the first half. Durant came out, hit a couple big buckets immediately. They finished with Durant had 21, Booker had 19, but the Lakers really held them in check. And the defensive prowess of them really, especially when it got a little nervous. The beginning of the second half, Lakers got foul trouble. Luka got 3 fouls in the span of like a minute and a half, and he had 4 fouls. He was playing with that the rest of the third quarter, and it was kind of getting nervous that if he got another one, he was going to have to go sit on the bench. And we kind of saw what was happening with obviously LeBron out, Rui out. Austin Reeves and Luka were really the only guys that were creating their own shots. Vincent hit a couple nice threes. Finney Smith got it going at the end. He had kind of a tough game, especially in the middle of it, but hit a couple big shots at the end. But those were the two guys that were really creating their own shots and feeding Jackson Hayes down low, who had 19. Thought huge performance from those three. Luka Doncic with 33, Austin Reeves with 28, Jackson Hayes with the lob threat. I mean, you saw immediately holding them under 50 in the first half was ginormous. Under 40 was just huge from Jackson Hayes. And you saw what finally happens when Lakers have some rim protection. And that's what Jackson Hayes adds. He's really becoming an efficient scorer. I love how Jackson Hayes just kind of knows his role. He's like, I'm playing defense. I'm getting lobs. I'm going to get a lot of points. I'm not taking outside shots. I know the free throws weren't really going for him today, but still, him, Luka, and Reeves, huge performance. They really won because of those three. And Connect only had 3 points, kind of came back down to earth a little bit. Vincent off the bench with 9. Goodwin only made 1 shot, so didn't have a ton of help from everyone else. Dorian Finney-Smith, as I mentioned, kind of struggled throughout that game, but those three really carried it. And even though the Suns have a lot of problems and they're a really bad defensive team, that's a scary team because you saw in the second half, Durant and Booker can go off. They're the third highest scoring combo in the entire league, and holding them to a combined 40 points was really big. And it was a massive game. You had to win this game. You couldn't keep losing, even with all the injuries, because you're starting to look at the Warriors were only 2 games back heading into this game, and they've been on an absolute heater. Minnesota's playing very well. They're leading at the time of this video against the Utah Jazz. So big performance from them. Lakers pull within a game of all the 2 seeds right now: Houston, Denver, and Memphis. Speaking of the game tomorrow, so heading to that, San Antonio, this is a very different San Antonio team than we're used to seeing. So at full health, this team obviously acquired De'Aaron Fox halfway through the year. At full health, this team could be pretty good. And I think in the long run, the fact that Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox are out for the season, it sucks for Spurs fans for this year. In the long run, they might actually get a really good pick. They got a ton of young talent on this team. The Spurs are going to be a team to reckon with in the West for many years because De'Aaron Fox is super young, Wemby's super young, Stephon Castle's super young, Devin Vassell's very young, Keldon Johnson even. They got a lot of guys on this team that are going to be good for a long time, and they might be adding another big pick because they probably aren't making the playoffs. They have a record of 28-38. But who is playing in this game? And this is a game I want the Lakers to really take seriously because this is the kind of team that, again, Fox and Wemby are out, and it's easy to go, yeah, we're going to win on our home floor. This is the makeup from the game that got canceled due to all the LA wildfires. The San Antonio does have a lot of talent still, and a lot of young talent with a lot of young, fresh legs. The Lakers will be playing on that back-to-back. So it was nice that the Suns game was earlier in the day, so the Lakers get probably 6 more hours of rest heading into this game. But looking for them exactly who's playing. The injury reports haven't been released yet. The Lakers, probably nothing new. I bet everyone who played in this game today will be playing tomorrow. Rui and LeBron getting close to returning, JJ Redick said, but not happening tomorrow, as well as Maxi Kleba is still out for a little while. But no one really got hurt today, even though Austin Reeves was getting absolutely banged around by the Phoenix Suns. Some cheap shots were going on Austin Reeves there, but Austin Reeves kept making tough shot after tough shot. So kind of put it back in their face. But I think everyone's going to be available for this game. On the Spurs side of things, Charles Bassey, a center, is a game-time decision. He didn't play against the Pelicans on Saturday, which they did win that game. Again, this team has kind of been in a free fall since Fox and Wemby went out. They've lost a lot of games, but they did win against the Pelicans. Looking at who will be playing tomorrow night, Chris Paul. We all know Chris Paul. 39, 40 years old, leads the team with about 8 assists per game, still kind of runs it and really worked well with Castle and Wemby and Fox. And Chris Paul was kind of that lob threat to Wemby. I mean, no one runs the pick and roll better than him, back to the Lob City days with him and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. But so Devin Vassell will also he's the leading scorer currently with Wemby and Fox out with about 16. Stephon Castle, who's in the front runner for Rookie of the Year, star guard out of UConn, obviously won the national title with UConn last year. He's been amazing. He's going to be a superstar in this league. He played in the Rising Stars Challenge. He's averaging around 14 points per game and has seriously just gotten better throughout the season. Had a couple nice games against the Lakers as well. So Vassell and Castle are going to be the two to watch out for in this game. They're going to be shooting the majority of the shots. They're probably going to lead the team in scoring. The rest of the starting lineup is rounded out by Bismack Biyombo, veteran, used to be really good for Atlanta. It was good there for a minute, but just kind of a veteran center now, sliding in after Wembanyama's hurt. And Harrison Barnes, veteran, obviously for years with the Golden State Warriors. So Chris Paul, Barnes, and Biyombo are the veterans. And the rest of the team is super young. Off the bench, Julian Champagnie averages about 10 points per game. He's a very solid player. Jeremy Sochan, about 12 points a game. And Keldon Johnson, about 13 points a game. And a young player, Blake Wesley, out of Notre Dame, kind of rounds out the lineup. So, I mean, looking here, why I mentioned all the points per game, you have Vassell's in double digits per game, Castle's in double digits per game, Champagnie, Sochan, Johnson. So this is not a team, even without Wemby and Fox, that can't score. This team can score. And this is a crucial game for the Lakers because, as we say, coming into that Suns game, a game that you looked at the schedule, having just played the Bucks, just played the Nuggets, playing the Bucks and the Nuggets again later this week with the Nuggets coming in on Wednesday. These are games that you should win. You beat the Suns. They were favored in that game. I expect them to probably be around 7 to 8 point favorite in this one. If they're 3.5 against the Suns, I bet it comes in around 7 or 8. You want to win this game because if LeBron's not there and you drop to the Bucks and Nuggets again, you don't want to keep this, you stop the losing streak against the Suns, but you need to win the games that you should win, even without LeBron and Rui Hachimura. And if you win this one, then if you pick one off against the Bucks or especially Denver, that's the one everyone wants. Get a little get back for that game the other night. That would be a major win for the Lakers. I thought it was a major moral win for the Lakers. This weekend has been good. Even though the Lakers did lose that game to Denver, I think the Lakers showed a lot of fight in that game. I think this game against the Suns, they showed a lot of fight as well. Going back to the fouls in the early part of the second half, the Suns kept creeping in. They cut it to 9. They kept cutting it to 10, kind of hanging around that 8-point mark. And it felt like a couple shots didn't go the Lakers' way, that we could be looking at a bad loss for the Lakers. But the Lakers really buckled down, hit some big shots, and it's always fun seeing Luka talk some mess to Kevin Durant as well. So looking forward to this one. Again, I think this is going to be a tight game. This is not a game the Lakers should take lightly. I wouldn't be surprised if this is really tight at halftime, but I do think the Lakers pull away and hopefully win this one and then look forward to the showdown against Denver on Wednesday night in Los Angeles. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Alan will get you guys on the morning show as well as what he does on a post-game show at night. As per usual, hopefully we're talking about a Laker W, and hopefully everyone enjoys their Sunday and Monday morning, and go Lakers.